Normally I don't do videos like this. It's either a vlog or it's me ranting or it's etc. But this time, I had to sit there and get off my chest anyway. I was just getting ready to go and do some shopping, and when where I live, I've obviously got a house, obviously, and I've got like a garage and a garage driveway. I've come out, and then there's some guy just lying there on my garage driveway, and then I've politely asked the guy to leave my property. Now, at the end of the day, right, I don't mind some people like say they lean in your wall to sort something out, or they're gonna go, and then they just move. But when you've got somebody just lying there on your property, you don't know, God knows, but you don't know what that particular person in question is kind of gonna do. So anyway, I've obviously again I've said it repeatedly, told the guy to leave. Still won't do it. So I've said to the guy, okay. I said to the guy, I'm gonna call the police. I mean, because, and again, I've tried to be civil because I'm not. Obviously, I mean, I do have a bad temper, but I try to be civil and not like a bit bad temper when it comes to doing anything. I mean, I'm not one of those ones where it's use your fist first and ask questions later. I mean, I try to give people the opportunity to, you know, to be polite, because that's what you have to be. And then there are some people in this world where it doesn't matter even when you try to talk to them, words don't seem to kind of well, they don't seem to kind of sink in. So anyway, the guy's still there, and I don't know if he's on drugs or God knows what. I know he definitely wasn't drinking, because he was drinking this one of them Intruder drinks, and he didn't seem drunk to me. More of anything, you know, like kind of out of it. So then obviously I've got my caller's phone out, called the police. They obviously dialed 999, and then the police are asking me what the problem is. So I'm sitting there telling them what the guy's got. The guy's my property, and I've asked the guy to leave, and he won't go. And at the end of the day, you don't know what that particular person in question is kind of going to do. And then the police, and they're still sitting there, still talking to me, go, oh, this is whatever. And I said, look, I've told you what's happened. The person's not on my property, right? And I've asked the guy to politely to leave. The guy still won't leave, so this is why I'm calling you. And the police on the phone are just still sitting there being absolutely stupid. Now, in the time in which the police were on the phone, it's gone on maybe like 10 minutes now, and especially how most of these police drive around, so they probably have a car around in the area somewhere. And then the guy again wasn't leaving. It would have been, they would have turned up. They would have turned up. They could have resolved the situation and told the guy to move, and he's still not having it. I mean, that would have been it. And then I wouldn't have to lose my temper. And then they're still being stupid. And this is still stupid. So the guy's still sitting there, and I've said to the guy, look, right, I'm telling you one last time to leave my property. Still not have it. And then so I've had to sit there, not physical thing, I haven't touched him. But you know, you have to sit, but I've given the guy kind of a warning. And the guy's gone, oh, you sitting there, you're lipping me, you're gonna do that. I said to the guy, look, I'm not telling you, mate. I said to him, I'm warning you. I said to him, either you leave my property, or I'm gonna, you know, make you leave by force. So he's sitting there, still sitting there giving it lippy. So I've taken the guy's bike, picked up in it, and then fucking threw it, because I don't care, right? So then obviously my brother's come out, try to sit there on my back, because obviously, you know, do something. And then obviously my mum's come out, and then she's sitting there trying to not touch the guy, but telling the guy, oh, I've spent ever. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, look, my mum is nearly in her 70s. She's going up to this guy who you don't even know, and you don't even know what this guy's been capable of. And then she's sitting there, and I said to my mum, no, I said, Mum, you get back inside, let me sit and deal with it. And especially she's got a health condition, you don't know where this guy's been. And then she's sitting there trying to hold me back, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. And as again, I'm not a violent person. But at the end of the day, for me, it's about protecting your family and about protecting your loved ones, right? And to me, I don't give a shit whether or not I would get in trouble for sitting there and doing for beating somebody up, because I've given the particular person countless amount of warnings to leave, and I've been polite, not just once, several times. And then at the end of the day, you don't know what that particular person, for example, or any person that comes on your property, you don't know what it is that they're going to do. So at the end of the day, you have to protect. Well, even I've got a cat, and you've heard stories about people doing things to animals and cats. And at the end of the day, right, I have to do what I have to do. If it means I get in trouble, so be it. Because I have to do. It's my thing. What I have to do to sit there to protect my family. And it's not like, as I said, I've gone out to beat the crap to beat the crap at the guy first thing, without sitting there and giving the guy warning. And even if you give the guy one warning, I've done it. I did the guy multiple times. I tried to be polite and courteous, and this is why I've been trying to say in this world, that when you sit there in this world and you try to be polite and you try to do the right thing, i.e., namely call the police to deal with a situation, or you try to be polite in with people who are being rude and taking the piss, or like this guy's in question encroaching on, being on my property. With some people, it doesn't sink in, right? And then, as I said before, if the police were sitting there and doing their job, which it doesn't seem to matter where you go in the world, and especially with here in the UK, they can't be bothered to do something. I've even had somebody dump their cans on my driveway, even urinate. I even took a full clear photograph of the particular person in question doing it. Even followed the person, so I knew where the person lived, so I got the address. Even sat there, and then other witnesses that seen that particular guy did something, reported it to the police. So again, I've done the right thing by reporting it to the police, right, for argument's sake. And then the police told me, "Oh, that's well done, because you given them all the information," and it was as clear as day. And then even after all that, the police did absolutely nothing. It's almost as if that they can't be bothered, and then on top of that, you're doing their job for you. Another friend of mine got held up at knife point. Reported to the police. They couldn't even be bloody bothered. But yeah, if you're black, for example, and then you're in a car, you're in a nice flashy car, oh, they can't wait to either stop you because they think you're probably a drug dealer, or if you're a person of colour, they can't wait to stop and search you. But yeah, you sit there and you ask them to do a job, which, by the way, when you're paying your council tax, you're actually paying them. You're actually paying for these people to do their job, and they can't be bothered to do it. So what you're supposed to do, you end up having to sit there and take matters in your hands, even though that, one, it's something that you don't want to do, and two, I'm not even a violent person, although I do have a really bad temper. And at the end of the day, I still stand by that in this world, that you have to protect yourself in this world, and you have to protect your loved ones, because nobody else in this world is going to sit there and is going to protect you. So you're forced to, rather than say the police, who this is what their job is supposed to be, they can't even be bloody bothered. And that's the thing for me that really kind of infuriates me. It's like they're doing these things and they go, oh, lack of evidence. So they want you, it's almost that they want you to do their job for them. I mean, I may as well just, even though I'm not a billionaire, I may as well dress up as Batman and then start solving crime myself. But then, as for the guy that was on my property, the complete arrogance of the guy, where he's sitting there and asking me what my problem is, when at the end of the day, it's my property. You're not supposed to be on it unless I've given you permission, and I've asked you to leave. And I've tried to do it the polite and the right way, and then the thing is, for what? And then as I said before, everything's about safety. Because first of all, you don't know what someone's going to do. Where somebody, because next minute somebody could break into your house, or you could be, your loved ones could be, you could be away, we could be away at work, or you just popped out to go and get something, and then somebody just sits there like that. You don't know what someone's going to do, right? So that's the reason why, for me, I took that stance. And again, as I said, I've said this for a millionth time, I've asked the guy to leave. And this is why sometimes your life is that you can sit there and you can do all the right things, play by the rules in this world, don't do any crime, don't steal, do everything how you're supposed to be doing this world. I mean, you still have, and still have nothing to show for it. And that's generally speaking why in some things in life, I've just totally just given up, because it doesn't matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you try to do the right thing in this world, you still have nothing to show for it. So you just get downhearted, and then you just get disappointed, because you think to yourself, right, what's the point? When people start doing what they're doing. So I don't know. I mean, anyway, that's enough of me ranting. It's the start of a new week in the UK, so let's hope it's a bigger and brighter one. Take care, and bye for now.